Now, ahead of upcoming assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh, SP Chief and Azamgarh MP Akhilesh Yadav is likely to contest the upcoming assembly elections from Azamgarh. Akhilesh Yadav will be addressing a press conference. He said that he would take permission of people of Azamgarh before fielding from that seat. In fact, he had earlier said that he would not contest polls and would prefer to focus on every seat in the state. Akhilesh Yadav has never contested the state assembly polls, and this would be the first. Chief Minister Yogi's decision now to take the poll plunge from Gorakhpur and Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Maurya's decision to contest from Sirathu seems to have forced Akhilesh Yadav to change his mind. BSP Chief Mayawati now is also not going to be contesting polls here.
मैं आजमगढ़ की जनता से अनुमति लेकर के ही चुनाव लड़ूंगा अगर चुनाव लड़ता हूं तो। नहीं, आजमगढ़ की जनता से अनुमति इसलिए लेनी पड़ेगी, वहां के लोगों ने मुझे जिताया है।
Akhilesh Yadav might be announcing his candidature for the assembly elections today. How do you see that?
Whatever you ask him now we are in two different parties.
उत्तर प्रदेश के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री और समाजवादी पार्टी के वर्तमान अध्यक्ष श्री अखिलेश यादव जी अपने परिवार में ही सफल नहीं हैं और प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में भी असफल रहे हैं, सांसद के रूप में भी असफल हैं और उनको इतना लंबा समय भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रत्याशियों की पहली सूची आई, हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का, मेरा भी नाम पहली सूची में आया, लेकिन अभी भी कहते थे कि हमने बड़ा विकास किया है, जो विकास योजनाएं आती थी उस पर स्टिकर चस्पा करने का काम कि हमने ये शुरू किया है और कोई विकसित क्षेत्र उनके द्वारा जो विकास किया गया है उस क्षेत्र से उनके अंदर चुनाव लड़ने की हिम्मत नहीं हो रही है।
देखिए, ये मन से चुनाव तो नहीं लड़ने हो जा रहे हैं, भरे मन से चुनाव लड़ने जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि जिस तरह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने आदरणीय योगी जी को, आदरणीय केशव मौर्य को जो लड़ाने की बात की है, उसको लेकर कहीं ना कहीं एक प्रश्न तो वहाँ इनके और सदस्य उठा ही रहे होंगे कि आखिर आप क्यों नहीं लड़ेंगे चुनाव। तो अब भरे मन से ये एक अभी आवाज़ है, चुनाव लड़ना पसंद करते नहीं हैं, बैकडोर से आए थे तो बैकडोर से ही वो सत्ता पाए थे, इसलिए मैदान में जाने वाले लोग जो होते हैं वो मैदान में हमेशा दिखाई देते हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक एक कार्यकर्ता सेवा भाव के लिए मैदान में रहता है और ये स्वार्थ के लिए आज और या मजबूरी के तहत चुनाव में जा रहे हैं तो उसका परिणाम उनको पता है, अच्छी तरह से पता है।
Let me cut across to Abhishek Mishra joining us live from Lucknow. Abhishek, Akhilesh Yadav now going to be foraying into electoral polls for the first time. He's going to be contesting possibly from Azamgarh. That's what he says, but hasn't explicitly said that this is a seat I want to contest from. He's left it open. What really does he want to say through that press conference? What message has he sent out?
Well, Nabila, one thing is very clear that, through this message, Akhilesh Yadav has clearly mentioned that, he first has to take the permission from the people of Azamgarh and then he will take the call. It looks like that it is very clear that Azamgarh is going to be that seat. Akhilesh has been very vocal about, giving a tough fight to the BJP. And as we have already discussed about it and how important it is that the BJP top leaders, be it CM Adityanath or the Deputy Chief Minister, they are already into the fray. Another Deputy Chief Minister, Dr. Dinesh Sharma, is also expected from Lucknow seat. So it is also very important for the Samajwadi Party top leadership to give that message. And I believe that, by this decision, Akhilesh is not only strengthening the party at the grassroots, strengthening the cadre, but at the same time, giving a strong message that how he is actually the person to challenge the opposition. Whether it will work out for him or not, that remains to be seen. But the seat which he is thinking on is Azamgarh. It's a stronghold. He's already a member of parliament from that seat. And there are other two options as well, be it Kannauj or Manpuri. But, looking at to the arithmetic and the questions in eastern Uttar Pradesh, it becomes more impactful for the Samajwadi Party if Akhilesh decides to contest from Azamgarh. And in the press conference also, he clearly said that he had to take the permission. So it looks like it is quite clear that Akhilesh Yadav is indeed in the fray and he will definitely be contesting this time, for the first time, assembly polls from Azamgarh, which is expected. Yes.
All right, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Now, let me cut across
समाजवादी पार्टी में प्रमुख नेतागण आए।
What led to Akhilesh Yadav to change the poll tune here? He's now decided to contest assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. There's, of course, multiple reasons that could have really led him to make that decision. One is, of course, he wants to send out a strong message to the SP cadre that he is in control. Akhilesh is in control of the party and its prospects this time in Uttar Pradesh. Of course, not contesting polls can also demoralize the SP workers. We know that Yogi Adityanath is now contesting from Gorakhpur, could have motivated Akhilesh further to do so. This is also to counter Yogi Adityanath, who's joined the poll fray. And like I did mention, to really moralize, boost the SP's prospects in Uttar Pradesh. Now, BJP had dared Akhilesh to contest and not fear polls. This could be another challenge that Akhilesh Yadav seems to have accepted. Now, it's also to retain SP's stronghold in many of the areas. In fact, this could be a possibility that Akhilesh Yadav believes that this will only send out a stronger message to and help them win this upcoming election. This also stems all the jitters that's coming in from the SP, the grassroots level workers after Aparna Yadav exited from the SP. Aparna Yadav is a sister-in-law to Akhilesh Yadav. She's now joined the BJP. That certainly has sent shockwaves within the SP. Now, in a mega jolt to the Samajwadi Party, Mulayam Singh Yadav's daughter-in-law, Aparna Yadav, has now joined the BJP weeks before crucial Uttar Pradesh polls. Speaking exclusively to India Today, she said that she has been inspired by the works of Prime Minister Modi and his policies. In fact, Aparna says that BJP's decision to finalize the candidate list, and she's going to accept whatever they say. She's also pledged to do her best for the society. She's added that she wants to work for the nation first, etc. But predominantly, what she said is that she's had her blessings of elders from the family before taking this plunge. UP BJP Chief Swatantra Dev Singh, UP Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya have welcomed Aparna into the BJP's fold. Meanwhile, Akhilesh Yadav congratulates Aparna, saying that the Samajwadi Party's ideology is spreading. He also added that Mulayam Singh also tried to convince Aparna many times. This is being seen as BJP's surgical strike indeed on Yadav household after SP poached 11 Saffron Party MLAs. Aparna is the wife of Mulayam Singh Yadav's son. In fact, Pratik Yadav, the younger son of Mulayam Singh Yadav. Pratik is a step-brother of SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav. Aparna contested the 2017 Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections from Lucknow Cant seat on SP ticket. She lost to the BJP candidate Rita Bahuguna Joshi by a margin of 33,796 votes. This time, Aparna is likely to be fielded as a BJP candidate, but whether from Lucknow Cant itself or not remains to be seen.
Ma'am, what was the reason that you chose to leave the Samajwadi Party and join the Bharatiya Janata Party?
I think nationalism is a very important aspect and has been always very important aspect of my life. Not only this, I have always been very, very profoundly, in fact, indelibly impressioned by whatever Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Chief Minister of UP, Shri Yogi Adityanath ji, has said. Whatever their policies are, I think I adhere to it, I abide by them, and I really respect both of them. So I think I joined this party so that I can serve my nation better.
No, but the BJP is of course suggesting that, there is a rift within the family and you've left the family and this is a big blow and embarrassment for the Yadav family that you've joined the Bharatiya Janata Party.
मैं कोई परिवार से विमुख नहीं हूँ, मेरे साथ परिवार का आशीर्वाद है, मेरे बड़ों का आशीर्वाद है और मैं बस यही कहूँगी कि
उन्होंने आपको रोकने की कोशिश की?
ये सब बातों का अब कोई समय नहीं है। मैं बस इतना जानती हूँ कि मैंने राष्ट्र आराधना के लिए अपने जीवन को समर्पण किया है भाजपा के साथ और मैं यही करूँगी।
Are you saying that nationalism was not practiced by the Samajwadi Party, which is why you chose to come to BJP?
I think what I am saying is more important, not what your question is.
Are you going to contest the elections from Lucknow Cant?
जो भी मेरे लिए पार्टी सुनिश्चित करेगी बीजेपी, वो मुझे शिरोधार्य होगा।
सबसे पहले तो मैं बधाई दूंगा और शुभकामनाएं, और साथ ही साथ हमें खुशी इस बात की है कि समाजवादी विचारधारा का विस्तार हो रहा है। समाजवादी विचारधारा का विस्तार जो हो रहा है, मुझे उम्मीद है कि हमारी विचारधारा वहां भी पहुंच करके और संविधान और लोकतंत्र को बचाने का काम होगा। नेताजी ने बहुत कोशिश की समझाने की, नेताजी ने बहुत कोशिश की समझाने की।
श्रीमती अपर्णा यादव जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी परिवार का हिस्सा बनी हैं। मैं सबसे पहले भारतीय जनता पार्टी परिवार में आपका स्वागत करता हूं। मुझे यह कहने में प्रसन्नता हो रही है कि निश्चित तौर से श्री मुलायम सिंह यादव जी की पुत्रवधू होने के बाद भी समय समय पर आपने जो अपना विचार आप सब मीडिया के मित्रों के माध्यम से रखा है, वह विचार सदैव से मुझे उनका भाजपाई लगता था कि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी परिवार के लिए उपयुक्त एक मातृशक्ति के क्षेत्र में नेत्री हैं। बहुत दिनों से चर्चा के बाद आज उन्होंने यह फैसला लिया कि हम भारतीय जनता पार्टी परिवार का हिस्सा बनेंगे।
अपर्णा को शुरू से लग रहा है कि केंद्र में आदरणीय मोदी जी, राज्य में योगी जी, एक अच्छा सुशासन है, कानून का राज है और ये राज रहना चाहिए। इससे प्रभावित होकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी में शामिल हुई हैं। मैं हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी में दो ही काम है, संगठन का विस्तार और कार्यकर्ता का निर्माण, कि आगे बढ़कर ठीक ढंग से नेतृत्व करे और पार्टी का विस्तार हो। मैं पुनः हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं अपर्णा जी का, और पार्टी में आने से पार्टी का कद बढ़ेगा और पार्टी का सम्मान बढ़ेगा।
Let me cut across Palmi Saha reporting live from Delhi. Palmi, you've been tracking those developments. Aparna Yadav seems very happy. She's been welcomed into the BJP wholeheartedly, and it really comes as a big blow for the Samajwadi Party, which was thriving after many defections from the BJP in the recent past.
Well, yes, as far as the perception dent is concerned, definitely something that the BJP has been able to deal with, to the Samajwadi Party, especially with the induction of a family member of the other family into the Bharatiya Janata Party. But we have been, of course, speaking to leaders within the Samajwadi Party as well as to how they perceive this induction by the Bharatiya Janata Party, and they do believe that it's obviously disappointing, but something that they did not exactly tick off earlier from the possibilities that were to happen during these assembly elections, because they did know that Aparna Yadav was in touch with the Bharatiya Janata Party for a while, especially when she had already publicly showed her inclination towards the BJP, towards the BJP's policies and programs, openly praised and appreciated them. They did know that she was, of course, exploring her options outside of the Samajwadi Party. Of course, Akhilesh Yadav there saying that Netaji, who is, of course, Mulayam Singh Yadav, her father-in-law, did try to speak to her. She, of course, when we asked her about it as to whether there were any attempts were made to stop her, she said, "Wo baat ki baat hai ab to." There is obviously no point of having that conversation anymore or talking about it. But clearly, the family, as Akhilesh Yadav said, did try to stop Aparna Yadav from taking this decision. But eventually, of course, Aparna Yadav has gone to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and the BJP has obviously quite exuberant over this induction that they've made into the BJP, because eventually, like I said, in terms of the headlines, it does say that Mulayam Singh Yadav's daughter-in-law has joined the Bharatiya Janata Party. Clearly, perception-wise, they've dealt a blow.
Thank you very much, Palmi, for joining us with those details. Now, I'm going to cut across to Akshita, who explains to us here who is Aparna Yadav and what's her political trajectory. Take a listen.
Let's get your details about Aparna Yadav. Who is she? Is she a big political player in Uttar Pradesh? And what really does this mean for both the SP and the BJP? First, remember that the reason she's so very important in the scheme of things in Uttar Pradesh is because she's the daughter-in-law of SP Patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav. That means that she is, in fact, Akhilesh Yadav is also her brother-in-law. He is the stepbrother of Pratik Yadav, who she is married to. So Mulayam's younger son, Pratik Yadav, is married to Aparna. Now, Aparna has in fact been in talks with the BJP for quite some time now, reportedly, and that's what's resulted in this development. She has contested elections previously. In 2017, she contested the UP polls from Lucknow cantonment. She didn't have a very successful electoral outing because she lost to the BJP, interestingly, to Rita Bahukana Joshi by about 33,000 votes. This time too, we're hearing that she's been lobbying with the BJP to get a ticket from Lucknow cantonment.
While we see Aparna Yadav joining the BJP, what kind of impact will it have on the SP? For Akhilesh Yadav, indeed, this is a big embarrassment in the run-up to polls. We're looking for the BJP, of course, a big trophy here, a catch for the BJP in UP, right ahead of polls. For Akhilesh, a massive dent in Akhilesh's own household. Imagine you're looking at BJP MLAs joining the SP, a matter of pride for the SP, it appears, but it appears that their own household he had no control over. Of course, this is confusing signal going out for SP supporters at a time when you have BJP leaders joining the SP. Now with Aparna itself, his own sister-in-law, Akhilesh's sister-in-law joining the BJP, it sends out a big message indeed. Akhilesh Yadav now, for him, this possible split in Yadav vote bank is what he could be staring at. For the BJP, it shows that Akhilesh is not in control of his own family. Clearly, they have the bragging rights here. Now, for Akhilesh, we're looking at a big blow that comes after truce with warring uncle Shivpal. So, even though Chacha ji is now back on board, he's now become the ally of the SP yet again. His own sister-in-law has now parted ways with the SP. Possible gain of women voters leaning to SP for the BJP.